here in the social media land. So I'm going to be going through the participant list. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to jazz it up. I want to see who's on, right? I want to see where you guys are coming in live from. So I see Andrea. Andrea, who invited you and where are you from, Andrea? You can unmute or you can put a chat. Let us know where you're from. I see Stacy from Canada is in the building. Woo-woo! Go, Stacy. Let's see who else we have. Charlene. Charlene, where are you from? If you could just please show your pretty face. Hi, Andrea. Who is this?
Hi, this is Andrea.
And who invited you?
Stacy Thomas.
Woo-woo! Are you in Canada or are you in the U.S.?
I'm in the U.S. I'm in Georgia.
Oh, you are. Welcome, welcome. My brother and my sister and her kids are up there in Georgia. So welcome. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's see who else do we have. Charlene. Charlene, where are you from?
Diana, but I'm in New York.
Woo-hoo! We got a GT Massive. Charlene, who are you? I want to know who are you. I get excited when I meet all the Guyanese.
Listen, Odetta, calm down. You know who I am.
No, I don't. Show your face. Show your face.
Can't show my face.
Uh-oh. Okay, so who invited you?
Odetta King.
I don't even know you. It's all good. I know everybody. I see my cousin Winston Marshall. Oh my gosh, shout out to you. So happy you're on because I know you have two adorable little boys. And I know I'm always on your case, so I'm glad that you were able to hop on. Let's see who else we have. Charmaine Crooks Thomas. Who is Charmaine? Charmaine Demetria. Guys,
Hi,
just say where you...
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Charmaine. I'm in Canada. Yes.
Nice. Awesome. What part of Canada?
I'm in Ajax, Ontario, Canada. Ajax.
Awesome. I used to go to Ontario, Stacy and I back in the days for Caribana, but now with COVID, we can't go anywhere. No Caribana right now. Let's see. We have Fitzroy. Fode. Oh my God. Fode, please say hi. Fode is one of my, a friend of a friend, and he does health insurance. So if anybody's on the line and they're looking for health insurance in New York, because Fode is in New York, make sure you say hello and reach out to him. Fode, can you say something or no? And let's see who else we have. MKJ. Who is MKJ and where are you joining us from? MKJ. And I see Rosemary. Rosemary is one of my clients. Woo woo! She actually got her family bank approved today. Rosemary, how do you feel? Can you say something, Rosemary? Okay, I guess not. So guys, we're gonna get started. Huh?
Odetta, you called Mr. Fitzroy mighty there, and he's all the way in Jamaica right now. So
Wow.
welcome him.
Big up yourself, Jamaica. Where's the Jamaican curry goat and rice and peas and jerk chicken?
It's right here. You have to just come and get it.
Ooh, okay. I love Jamaica. I usually go, where do I go to Negril and Kingston, and then there's another place that I visited. But yeah, that's one of my playgrounds. So thanks for joining us.
Okay, all right. My pleasure.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. I'm going to mute all the lines. So today, our campaign is all about financial education. My name is Odetta King. I'm based here in New York, and World Financial Group has a worldwide presence. We're both in the US and Canada. We have about 400 different offices, but thanks to COVID, unfortunately, our business has skyrocketed. It is booming, and we went 100% virtual. So now we are zooming and booming. Okay. So I want to share a couple of things with you guys today because the title of today's webinar is how to create your own family bank. Like many of us that are on this call today, we are immigrants. We weren't born in the States. And for even the folks who were born here, a lot of us were never really taught financial education. As a professor here in New York, I can tell you, I went to NYU, very expensive, very prestigious, and I never once sat in a finance class, right? And even some of my faculty who've graduated and studied finance still don't know how to manage their own personal finance, right? So it's a catch-22. They tell us to go to school. We went to school and we did everything, and some of us are still not where we want to be. So I want to pull up an article which is kind of very startling, and I'm going to share my screen, right? So if you can see, this is an article that is pretty recent. It was written this year, February 2024, and it talks about here's how much Americans have saved in their 401k. Now, if you live in the US, 401k is pretty popular. It's a retirement savings account that most companies offer to their employees, and it's a way for you to save towards your future, your retirement, right? So let's see what the article says. It was dated February 24, 2021, and this is not the only article. If you Google this subject, there's tons of articles talking about how really bad things are when it comes to people or us saving, and it's the same thing in Canada as well. Stacy can speak on that. So I'm just going to scroll to this part here where it says the average 401k balance by age, right? So I'm going to take a wild guess. I don't want to embarrass anyone. I'm going to say most of us that are on this Zoom today, and those of you that are listening to us on social media, we're probably like in our 30s and 40s and maybe a 50 and 60, right? But the majority of us are probably going to be anywhere between 40 something and 50 something. So let's look at this graph, right? If you're in your 40s, this is what's happening right now, right? And maybe you can check your 401k statement, or maybe you can check your investment or your retirement savings statement, right? Age 40 to 49 have about 120,000. Well, let's round it off, 121,000, right? Now, if you're in your 50s, you have about, or you should have about, or they have about 203,000. And for those that are in their 60s, they have about 230,000. And if you're already in your 70s, they have about 213,000. Guys, you don't have to be a science major or a finance major to know. And I'm going to ask this question. Do you think if you're in your 60s, right, and you had taken this poll, do you think 230,000 is going to last you in retirement for 20 years? Anyone think it can last them for 20 years into retirement? Can it last you for 20 years in retirement? Now, I'm from Guyana, and I know there's a couple of us West Indians that are also on the line, but even if we go to Guyana, right? It sounds like a lot of money, but we still gonna have to pinch it, right? We still gonna have to pinch it because we don't know when we're gonna pass away. We don't know. So we're still gonna be in retirement, living paycheck to paycheck. And we don't want that. So this is why today I'm going to show you a way how you can save your money smart, and why a 401k, yes, I'm saying it, why a 401k is not the best vehicle for us to save for retirement. I had a 401k. I no longer own a 401k. And I'm happy to say I don't own a 401k because now I know better, right? And it's not just a 401k, right? And then there's some people that say, well, Odetta, my company is matching. So this is why I'm going to take advantage of it, because they're matching, and the match means they're giving us free money. Well, guess what? When you know what I know, they're giving you the free money with one hand and they're taking it away in the other hand. How? By way of taxes and when the market drop. Because you see, my friend, when the market drop, your money also drop. Take, for example, 2020 that just ended last year. If you had $1 million somewhere saving or invested in the market, and you were about to retire last year with your $1 million, maybe you forgot that $1 million has to be taxed because Uncle Sam is right there waiting. On top of it, who knew the market was going to crash? Who knew the market was going to experience economic downturn because of COVID? So which means about 35 to 40% went down the drain because of the market risk. So now you're down to about, I don't know, 40% less from your $1 million. So you have 600,000. Now from the 600,000, Uncle Sam is patiently waiting to tax you, right? So now that I've highlighted the problem, this right now is our future. If we don't fix and change how we're saving and investing for our future, we could very much end up being a statistic because this is people's reality today. But because we know better and we have 20 or 30 years to save, we're going to change it up, right? And now I'm going to share with you the rules of money. Because my friend, if you know the money game, you're going to win it. Money has rules. And my uncle, Albert Einstein, right, came up with this rule called compound interest. Now, what is compound interest? It's us knowing how many years it's going to take for our money to double, right? I didn't know this rule. How many of you know this rule? How many of you know about compound interest? And moreover, how to apply it to your money. So compound interest says you take the number 72 and you divide it by the rate of return. So wherever you're putting your money, you're going to divide it by the interest. And that will tell you how many years your money is going to take to double. So if you have your money, let's say in a bank, earning 4%, 72 divided by 4 is 18 years. So your 10,000 is going to take 18 years before it doubles to 20, and another 18 years before it doubles to 40. So you mean to tell me you could be 30 today, and when you're 76, 36 years from now, you only have 40,000. What are you going to do with 40,000 in your retirement? When I just showed you, the reality is that even the people who have almost 290,000, it's not enough, right? So now let's say maybe you're getting 12%. 72 divided by 12 is 6 years. A lot better because the interest is higher, right? So if you have $10,000, 6 years from now, it doubles to 20, whereas the person who had 4% was going to take 18 years. So fast forward, every 6 years now, your money is doubling over here. So now in 36 years, you have 640,000. And the person who was getting 4% in the same 36 years, he's going to end up with 40,000. Where would you like to be in 36 years? Do you want to have 40,000 or 640,000? I think everyone would say 640,000. So now my next question that I get is people say, but where can I get 12%? Well, my friend, 4% exists, 8% exists, and 12% exists. There are institutions that are giving those, and I'm going to show you where. Now, this rule, if you know it, it's going to work for you. Because anytime you're saving or investing your money, it's so important to get the interest. And divide the interest by 72, and that will tell you how much years your money is going to take to double. But guess what? This rule can also work against us if we don't know it. Because let's say you go to the credit card company or your student loan or you borrow a loan and it's 12%. Here in the US, it's pretty normal to have a credit card above 12%. Store cards, forget it. They're in the 18 and 20s. right? So let's say you have a credit card, 12%, and you don't know this rule. The $10,000 that you borrow from the credit card company, it's gonna double to 20 in 6 years. And most people have no clue, and they're paying whenever and how much ever they feel like. No bueno, no bueno, right? Because now you could have borrowed $10,000, and if you don't know it, wind up paying a whopping $640,000. Here in the States, there's about 1 million senior citizens. 1 million senior citizens. Even though they're in retirement, they are still paying back student loan. And that loan is being deducted directly from their Social Security and pension. How sad is that, right? So I'm sure their student loan way back in the days was probably not even $50,000. Way back in the days. But today, they're still paying it because they did not know. Or even if life happens, right? At some point, you got to pay it back because it's going to stack up and compound against you. So that's the first rule to money. Wherever you're going to put your money, make sure you divide it by the 72 and the interest. And if you're borrowing money, again, take 72 divided by the interest and pay it off, please, before it doubles, right? Now, the second rule we're going to talk about is taxes. And most people, unfortunately, have no idea about taxes. But guess what? The rich sure do. That's why they're always getting into trouble, because they're always looking for loopholes to pay the least amount of taxes, right? So let's talk about the 3 tax family. If you own a checking, saving, CD, stock, or mutual fund, my friend, you are paying the most tax. The more money you have in these accounts, the more taxes you're gonna pay. And this is why the triangle is getting bigger. More money, more tax. Simple. More money in these accounts, more taxes you pay. So if you're investing in the stock market and the stocks are doing well, woohoo! On one hand, you're making a lot of money, but on the other hand, Uncle Sam is gonna tax you for that money, right? Now, what if you have a job? So like I was mentioning earlier, it's not just the 401k. I just happened to show you an article talking about the 401k, but in reality, all of these accounts act the same way, right? It just depends on if you're an employee of a government or you're an employee of a corporation, a private company. So 401ks, 403b, IRA, SEP IRA, annuity and pension, they all have the same tax family. Meaning, we did not pay tax on this money when we got paid. Uncle Sam is so smart. He said, you know what, Charlene, don't pay tax on this money now. Keep saving this money for the future. But guess what? When your little $100 over the next 30, 40 years turns to $1 million or $250,000 or $500,000, that's when Uncle Sam wants to tax you. Can anybody tell me why? Why do you think he doesn't want to tax you today on your little money, but he wants to tax you later? Why? Can anybody tell me why? Any volunteer?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Well, because right now, let's say right now, if you pay the taxes now, it'll be about 4%, but in the future, it could be 15, 20, 25%.
Exactly. It could be higher, and it very well will be higher. Nobody knows, but we know it's going to be more, right? So he doesn't want the little $100 tax. He doesn't want tax on our little 100. He wants to tax us on $1 million or $250,000 or $100,000, not on $100. That's little money, right? Now, the third tax family is where everybody needs to be, but no one is educated. No one has sat with us and said, hey, this is how you play the money game to win. Put your money in these types of accounts because Uncle Sam said it, not Odetta King, not Stacy, not Maria. This is how these accounts are set up. Uncle Sam says when you use these accounts and you pay the tax today, right? This is why the triangle is shaded. When you pay the tax today here in the US, now we got you and you're free to go. You're free to go. But how many of us know about this? They're not throwing this down our throat every day because they don't want us to know about this. Because the more we know about this, we are going to win the money game. So with these types of accounts, even the word itself, advantage, tells us it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. Because when you put your money in these accounts and you pay the tax today on your $100, now your $100 grows to $200, you're keeping more money in your pocket. So what are those accounts? Roth IRA, 529 college saving plans, executive bonus, long-term care, and cash value life insurance. Now, all of them have their pros and cons. And this is why you want to get in touch with the person who invited you so you could sit down and have a free consultation and we can show you which is best for you, right? Now, the third option to winning the money game is understanding your investment options. Listen, I didn't even know I had investment options. When I had the job, I was one of those people that love saving. I would put most of my money in my 401k. But I didn't know that I had options, right? So what are our options? There's fixed, meaning when you put your money in these type of accounts, you're going to get a fixed interest. And anything fixed is not good. Because guess what? The gas price is going up right now. Your rent is going to go up right now. The water that I'm drinking is going to go up at some point. But your money is not going up. It is fixed. It is a fixed interest. And everything around us is increasing, but our money is not increasing because it is a fixed interest. So here you have safety, and most people gravitate to that because they want their money to be safe. But it's not growing. That's like you burying your money in the backyard. It is safe. Ain't nobody stealing it. But is it growing? No. Right? What about variable? If you Google the word variable, right? Variable tells us, not me, just Google it. We love to Google. Education is free, right? Variable mean it goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. That's like going to the casino. That's like going to Las Vegas, right? You're gambling, you're betting, you're hoping. But everything that goes up will come down at some point. So here, you could be a millionaire today and the stock market drop next month and you are down next month. So there's no safety. But there is growth. And I don't know about you, but I want to make sure that I'm always growing my money. I don't want to know, okay, today I got $1 million and who knows what's going to happen next 5 years. No, I want to know I have $1 million and I'm keeping my $1 million and it might be growing, but never losing, right? So unfortunately, variable accounts, that's how they are. You gambling. Yes, you're taking risk. Yes, you're aware it's going to go up and you're also aware it's going to go down. The number one rule to money, ask my second uncle, Warren Buffett. Number one rule to investment, never ever lose money. I don't care if it's $1. Uncle Warren Buffett said, never ever lose money. Who am I going to listen to? A multi-billionaire? He can afford to lose, but yet he's telling us never lose money, right? So I have clients that tell me, Odetta, it wasn't a lot. It's only 10,000. It's only 20,000. I'm like, girl, are you kidding me? Do you know what 20,000 could do? Let me show you a strategy where you will never, ever lose. And if you still want to give away that 20,000, you could give it to me, right? So with variable, your money is not safe, and yes, it could grow. Now let's talk about the third option, something called index, and why nobody knows about this. They don't want us to know about it. It's simple. Why would they educate us to put us on to be better, to make more money, to grow? Every time we try to win, they're changing the rules on us, right? But this information has been around for centuries. There's a really good book that talks about this strategy. It's called What Would the Rockefellers Do? Rockefellers, they've been using index strategy for years, right? Another good book that talks about this is Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. How the wealthy, not the poor, how the wealthy uses tax-free index account to supercharge their banks, to supercharge their savings, to supercharge their investment, right? So these strategies have been around. The 1% and the 5% know about it. Now, our organization is on a massive campaign to educate the mass about this information. So now, what is index? Index is only offered by life insurance companies. Only offered by life insurance companies. Only offered by life insurance companies. Why? Life insurance guarantees you have safety and you have growth. We don't care if the stock market drop. We don't care what the president say. We don't care what tax laws change. Index account gives you guarantees. So your money is safe and your money is growing. Your money is safe and it is growing, guys. Why doesn't the mass know about these things? Because the 5% are the 5% because they know what the 95 don't know. It's simple. So now that we know this information, we're on a massive campaign to tell everybody. Now let's look about how does this work. When you have this index account, you're getting so much more. And I wish we had like 1 million people on this Zoom today. But the 26 of you that are on and the 10 of you that are watching me live on Facebook, I know that we're going to spill the beans. And I know that we're going to go tell 10 other people, right? Because with these types of accounts, you have growth, my friends. Rosemary, your account got approved today. You have growth. Your money is guaranteed to grow. You have safety. Guaranteed 0.75, which the banks are not even giving us. The banks don't even give us 0.75. The banks give us like 0.0 something. It's nothing, right? So even when the stock market go down, your money is guaranteed to still grow. So all those people who were scheduled to retire last year, 2020, and had $1 million in their account, and it went down 35%, if they had their money in an IUL, Index Universal Life, they would have kept their entire million plus 0.75. But they didn't know this information, and now they're down 30%, 35%, 40%, and still got to pay tax on that money. The fourth box talks about tax advantage. It is tax-free. You can touch your money tax-free at any age. You want to buy a house 5 years from now? Let me pull out 20, 30 grand. You want to send your kids to school? Let me pull out 5, 10 grand. It is tax-free. You can touch that money at any age. Your 401k doesn't allow that. If you want to take money out from your 401k or from your IRA, or let's go back here so you can see the account, or your 403b, you got to borrow your own money. You got to ask to borrow your own money, and you got to hope and pray, because there's 3 reasons that they allow you to take that money. In case of sickness, debt, college, and your first home. If it's any one of those 4 things, then they allow you to take the money out. So why are we putting our money in these types of accounts? That is not liquid. You can't touch your money when you feel like. And if you touch it, you got to pay a 10% penalty or tax. We're doing that because we are not educated. No one has sat with us and said, hey, these are your options. This is better, right? And then the 4th box talks about protection. You know, 5 years ago, if someone had told me, Odetta, you need life insurance, I would be like, hell no, I'm single. I got my burial money. That was the first thing into me. I'm single. I got my burial money. No, single people don't buy life insurance for burial. God damn, the rich people don't even buy life insurance for burial. Rich people do not buy life insurance for burial. So why are we buying life insurance with one thing in mind, burial? Again, we are doing this because of lack of financial education. So, the 4th box talks about protection. What are we protecting, guys? Number 1, of course, I'm protecting my health. God forbid I get hit with cancer, heart attack, stroke, COVID, or whatever. My health is protected. So I can see the best doctors in the world. I don't have to worry about paying my mortgage. I don't have to worry about paying the medication bills. The money is there, right? So first off, you're going to protect your health because we're not immune to sickness. We could get sick. I say it all the time. My brother is 37 years old, double amputee from an accident. He's 37, right? And we're constantly fighting with the government to try to get him into the best nursing home, fighting with the Medicare system for him to see the best doctor. But we're at the mercy of the government stuff. It's whatever they say, right? Because we didn't know about these things. My parents didn't know about these things, right? Had we had long-term care for him, oh man, he would have been staying at top-notch nursing home, private nurse, own room, everything clockwise, money up, right? But we didn't know about these things. So first off, you're protecting your health. If you have a family, of course, you're protecting your family too. Because God forbid if we pass away prematurely, there's money to take care of our kids. And then you're also protecting your money. Right? You're protecting your money. Rich people buy life insurance to protect their assets. They do not buy life insurance for burial. That is far on their mind. They're protecting what they got. They're protecting their assets. They're protecting their money. They're protecting their taxes. They're protecting their homes. They're protecting their businesses. They're protecting their money. Forget debt. We're gonna die. Let me protect what I got. Right? Different mindset. Whereas you and I, like me 3 years ago, the first thing that somebody told me was, get your life insurance. I'm like, girl, I got my burial money. Like, I was dumb. I was ignorant. I was stupid. I didn't know any better. Single people don't buy life insurance for burial, right? It's a different mindset and different methodology and a just different thinking altogether. So when you have one of these strategies, your money is growing. You can never lose. You can touch your money anytime, tax-free. Your health is protected. God forbid you get hit with whatever disease come your way. Your family's protected. God forbid if I die tomorrow, my mom and my nieces and nephew are really, really going to go crazy with all these millions, right? And on top of it, I'm protecting my money to make sure I never lose a penny with whoever Joe Biden or whatever president is in power, right? How amazing would this be? And I'm going to show you guys an illustration of someone saving in this strategy. You see, I used to think you have to save money. Yes, we do have to save money, but you have to save your money smart. And a lot of us are not saving our money smart. We're saving, but we're not saving smart. Especially us West Indies. We are not saving the money smart. We're saving in the susu, right? We're saving in the bank. We're not saving smart. Our money's not growing for us, right? The things that worked for our parents and grandparents years ago, now it's 2021, right? Things are different. So I'm going to show you guys someone saving their money smart. And I have clients that tells me all the time, well, Odetta, you know, I'm putting away $500. And I love when I hear that they're putting money away. But my question is, where? Where are you putting this money? What's the interest this money is growing at, right? So here's an illustration of someone who is 40 years old, female, non-smoker, saving about $500 a month. And actually yesterday I just helped a mom and a son putting away $500. The mom is putting away $500 a month, and her 17-year-old is putting away $200 a month. Guys, it is sick. Their future is sick. And a lot of us can save $500 a month because we are spending it. We are spending that money. We are spending it and not even realizing it. I myself, I'm spending more than $500. And I can afford it. But I know that, you know what? $500 is a lot of money. We can save this money if we are intentional, if we see the future. So this is someone saving $500 a month. You creating your own family bank. Instantly, the minute you get approved, your net worth goes up by $500,000. Guys, these are life-changing products, life-changing strategies to your financial house. It's multifaceted. You can use it as a bank. You could use it for your kids' college. You can use it to buy a house. You could use it for your retirement. And the best part, the government or the IRS or nobody can come after this. I had a client who asked me, my mom, you know, I guess she's applying for government aid, and they were asking her about her assets. And I said, yeah, they're going to ask you about your assets. Anytime you try to apply for any government aid, they're going to ask you about your assets. But you know what they'll never ask you about? Your life insurance. And even if they do, they can't come after this. Why do you think OJ is still rich today? They could have taken everything from him, but not his IUL. Not OJ's IUL. Kobe Bryant that passed away last year. Our company, Transamerica, paid out billions of dollars to his wife. Transamerica. Why are the rich stacking up on these products? Why are CEOs of Fortune 500 company stacking their money in these accounts? If you read this book, right? If you read this book, what would the wealthy do? How the wealthy use tax-free life insurance to supercharge their savings. This is a really light book. Not even $5. Every major company in the US is mentioned in that book. Is mentioned in that book. Why are CEOs, why are corporations using these? They're not protecting their life. They're not protecting their debt. They're not even thinking about debt. They're thinking about their money, right? So here you have $500. This person instantly creates an estate of $500,000. A lot of us don't even have an estate, or if we do, it's not anything much. But instantly, you have an account like this, you make one payment of $500 and you walk outside and you get hit by a bus and you die, instantly your family gets $500,000 tax free. How powerful is that? Where can you get this? Can you put $500 in the bank and die tomorrow and the bank is going to give you $500,000? Can you put $500 in a 401k and you die tomorrow and the 401k is going to give you $500,000? Where can you get this? Nowhere else but life insurance. But I caution you guys, there's different types of life insurance. So this is why you want to get in touch with the person who invited you so we can show you this particular type of strategy. Because I live here in New York. And even though we have several companies in New York, which I will not mention them, none of them in New York, absolutely none of them in New York carries this product. And 2 of those companies tried recruiting me to work for them. And I particularly took the interview because I wanted to see their product line. And these are top companies in New York, and they don't carry this product. So we are super, super blessed to be working for a company that has products to truly help people, not just save money, but instantly this person saving $500 estate is $500,000. And look at the index, look at the interest, 7.10. By the way, this is very, very, very conservative. The last 20 years, this strategy has performed almost 9%. Last 20 years, right? So let's look at some columns here. I want you guys to focus on this column that says cash surrender value. This column is the column that you have money that you can spend on yourself. On yourself. This is not debt money. On yourself. So I have another client who tells me she has a life insurance, and I said, great. How much money you got in your cash value? She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, call the company and ask them how much money you have in your cash value. She calls me back and she tells me $2,000. I said, how long you had your policy? Over 10 years. I'm like, girl, are you for real? No. You have your policy over 10 years and you only have $2,000? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what type of policy she has, but we provide that policy also. But that, guys, this is why it's so important to have financial education. So now, cash surrender value is the line that you can access your money while you're alive. The last column is your death benefit. So this is money, God forbid, whenever the good Lord calls us home, this is what we leave behind. And also, if, not when, or if we ever get sick, right? We have 2% long-term care. What is long-term care? I never even heard about long-term care. Now I do. How many of you even know what long-term care is? God forbid if you get hit with any major illness, heart attack, cancer, stroke, which by the way, here in the US happens every 7 to 10 seconds. Google that. Every 7 to 10 seconds, someone is being diagnosed with heart attack, cancer, or stroke. So if I know this information, I want to make sure my clients have long-term care, including myself, which I'm really stacked up on long-term care. Right? So this is not just a burial policy. This is a multifaceted policy that gives you protection for health. You're saving your money. You're investing your money. It's at a higher rate. You're never losing money when the stock market go down. On top of it, you're creating a tax-free estate. Tell me who else can give that to you. I'm so excited. I love this presentation. I'm enjoying my own presentation. I hope y'all enjoying it because I'm really giving it to y'all. Now, let's go to age 50. 10 years from now, this person would have contributed or saved $138,000. Follow the arrow. You guys that are on Facebook, sorry, you're going to have to be in the Zoom if you want to see my screen, right? Hop over in the Zoom, right? So he paid in $138,000. He saved, and he can touch $125,000 10 years from now. But we designed this policy for retirement. Although along the way, if you wanted to take out money for a down payment on a house or pull out a couple of grand because of an emergency, or send his kids to college, or whatever. He's got money that he can touch along the way. Let's fast forward to age 60. 20 years into the policy, he saved up 342, and he can touch 467. Now let's go to retirement. Age 70. 30 years. Guys, this is our future. Most of us have about 20 to 30 years to go to retirement. This is why I say it's not just about saving money, but it's saving money intentionally with a goal in mind. This person, I created a policy because they wanted to have $1 million. And in fact, quite frankly, most of my clients, when I sit with them, whether they could afford it or not, I'm showing them a strategy where they're going to be a tax-free cash millionaire in their retirement. And along the way, if life happens and you want to pull out a couple of grand, go right ahead. It's your money. It's your money. Go right ahead. Tax-free, honey. Risk-free, right? So 70 years old, when now they're retired. And I hope my cousin, let me see if he's still on. Yes, Winston is still on, because this is his future, right? Winston, this is for you. Your two little boys, okay? You think they're going to be stuck with student loan if you get a policy like this? No, my friend. My little cousins, they're not going to be stuck with student loan. If they want to buy a property and they say, hey, auntie or dada, I want, can you talk to my dad? No worries. He got an IUL. Winston, come on. Pop those boys 20, 30 grand. Let them go buy a house. Let them go put down a down payment on a house. They want to start a business? Fine. 20, 30 grand. Go start your business. Guys, this is what we need to do for ourselves and our kids. And I'm telling you this personal. This is personal for me. I went to school. My parents never provided for me financially. I had to pay my way to school. But now I get to teach this. I get to show family like, hey, you may have a child who want to go to college. Not because you don't have money, they're going to decide. Because as a professor, I can tell you guys firsthand, there's some students that are deciding up front they're not going to college because their parents don't have the money and they don't want to be buried down with student loan. That's not fair. Right? 70 years old, this person paid in $546,000, or they saved throughout the 30 year, and they can take out $1 million. They've actually doubled. They've doubled their money in the 30 years that they've been saving. And all along the way, they just didn't save. They did more than save. So my friends and my clients who are saving in a SUSU, as much as a SUSU is great because you're saving money, when you get that SUSU at the end of the hand, let's say you're in a 12 months box and now you get your 10, 20 grand. What do you do with that 10, 20 grand? You flip it right back, or you spend it, or you do something productive, hopefully. But keep that up. And when you're 70, where is the 1 million? Where is the retirement money? Where is the retirement income? And for everyone that you know who is self-employed, they absolutely need to create their own family bank. Even more than someone who's employed and have a 401k. The person who has a 401k also needs this, because this is better than a 401k. Why? 2 reasons. Uncle Sam can't get you for taxes. You're not at risk for the stock market. Now, let me show you. So if you're paying attention, he started off with $500,000. That was his estate, $500,000. But as you notice, over the years, it has increased. So now at 70 years old, how much is his estate? Over $2 million. Okay. How we looking with the grandkids? Y'all ready for some grandkids with this kind of money? How the grandkids looking? Okay, the grandkids gonna be coming over a lot, okay? Because Grandma Odetta or Grandma Maria or Grandma Stacy or Grandpa Fitzroy is gonna be stacked up, okay? When the grandkids are coming over, oh, they gonna be happy, all right? Right? The grandkids gonna be really, really happy. They're gonna be like your best grandkids, right? You don't want to be old and broke. Nobody wants to be old and broke. But we got to show you a strategy to make sure you're not old and broke. Now, let's go to, let's say, age 90, right? Let's say now you need a nurse's aid, a whole milk aid, or, you know, as we get older in life, we also have to start thinking that we're not going to be up and perky like we are right now. We may need someone around the house. We may need someone to make sure we're taking our meds. We may need someone to help us go to the doctor or run our errands. I spoke to a friend of mine today who has had stroke for about 3 years now. He is only 59. He has a home health aid. 59, home health aid. A stroke took him down. It's been like 7 years. He still can't, you know, get himself back together. And he's constantly seeing different doctors. 59. I wasn't doing his business when I knew him earlier. And who knows, maybe even if I did, he probably would have said, you know, he doesn't need it. Nobody knows when they're going to need this stuff. And you don't get this stuff when you need it. You get it when you don't need it, right? So now let's say age 90. How are we looking? How are we looking with our debt benefit? 3 million. So what does this 3 million mean? It means you can hire and fire your home health aide. If you don't like your home health aide or you don't like your nursing home, you could fire them and go get another one because you got the money. And because you got the money, they're going to be nice to you because that's a paycheck, okay? That's a paycheck, okay? So guys, these strategies are super, super, super powerful. On top of it, thanks for mentioning, yeah, let me go back up, age 70, because now you're in retirement. We designed these policies so you were saving or you're putting money up until when you decide you want to stop. So now you're in your 70s. Why are you saving? You ain't saving no more. You're cashing out right now. So if you notice, age 71, all of these are zeros because you're not putting any money in anymore. I don't want to be saving anything in my 70s and 80s. What am I saving it for? I already got a huge estate. It's zero because you're not putting any money anymore. Now you're cashing out. And you could have been cashing out long before. But if you're saving this for retirement, and by the way, you could have many of these. Rich people, wealthy people who understand these strategies, they have multiple of these, right? Multiple. If you got a lot of kids, every kid needs their own. The minute you pop out a baby, 15 days old, they got a Social Security, get you one of them and set them up. Set them up to be successful adults, right? And at the end of the day, because they're a minor, you're the owner, so it's your money, it's your account. Once they turn 18, 22, 25, and they're responsible, you can turn it over to them. Take all the money out if you want and say, hey, I started this. Now you take it over. You save for yourself. But start them off right because now you know better. And with that being said, this is the webinar on how to create your own family bank. And I'm going to end it right here because I opened up this presentation with an article showing you people in their 60s and 70s. How much money? Do you guys remember that article? How much money did it show you that they have? And I'm going to pull it up again in case if you forgot, right? Right? So here, the average 401k balance by age. So age 70, the people today have about 213,000. Guys, they have to like really pinch that money. If they pinch that money, it's probably going to last them for 4 years if they're going to be living on $50,000 a year. 4 years, right? And this article is fairly new, February 24, 2021, right? And I'm showing you a strategy, right, in your 70s to have $1 million tax-free. Tax-free. And life insurance and long-term care and not have to pay tax and don't have to worry about the stock market crashing. Isn't this powerful, guys? Isn't this strategy powerful? Now, we do these webinars every Thursday. We're always looking for people who are super excited, super energetic, love the mission, love sharing information, love teaching others about these strategies, and get paid well doing it from the comfort of your home. I'm in my house. I'm in my house all day, every day. I get sick of my house, but guess what? I'm making money from my house. I'm not coming out. Right? I go out to run errands and I'm back home all day, every day, right? So, and the beauty is I could be any part of the world with my laptop and Wi-Fi. I'm going to be in Guyana for an entire month in June. Business is still operating. I'm still on Zoom doing my presentation, meeting my clients, doing exactly what I am right now. So if you're interested, right, on the business side, definitely get in touch with the person who invited you so we can see if you qualify to do what we do. And everybody right now needs to create their own family bank. So get in touch with the person who invited you so we can design a strategy to help you create your own family bank. This is not just about saving money. I just painted an entire picture. Even when you're dead, you're going to be, your kids and your grandkids is going to be thanking you for a strategy like this. This is not just about saving money, right? So thank you guys so much for joining. I see a lot of you are on. I'm super excited. Get in touch with the person who invited you. And if you want more of these, like I said, the person who invited you, they're going to be able to, you know, move you along to the next step. I'm going to launch a poll, right? Those of you who are guests only, right? Not our agents, not our licensed agent. This is only for guests. If you are a guest, please respond to the poll, which has 2 questions. I'm ready to create my own bank. Are you ready to create your own bank, right? Start with whatever you can afford. Maybe you can't afford 500 or maybe you could afford more. But when you sit with the person, they're going to go through your numbers and see what's comfortable for you. So if you want to create your own family bank, click yes. What about if you're interested in learning about the opportunity to make money? Click number 2, yes. I would like to set up an interview for a part-time career with WFG World Financial Group, one of the largest and best financial company listed too big to fail. Google us. Google our company. We are listed too big to fail, not just to the US, not just to Canada, to the world global financial system. We sit on a list of 9 companies listed to the world global financial system too big to fail. We've been around for 176 years old. 176. That's before you were born, before your grandparents was born, and before your great-grandparents were born. We are no joke. We're not some little mom and pop that just rolled up out of bed. No. Solid. Okay. This is a solid company, 176-year-old, listed on a company too big to fail list. Super big deal. I love WFG. So go ahead, click on the link. Let us know what you're interested in. I'm fired up. I'm hungry. And I love sharing this information. I want to make sure everybody get their finances together. Everybody's stacking their coin. And everybody's set up to win the money game. Because at the end of the day, it is a game. You got to know the rules to win the game. And with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Make sure you share this information with everybody that you know so that they too can learn this information. Thank you guys.
Night.